Hey there, clever masterminds, it's your homeboy, Cleverboy86. This is my review of The Walking Dead Season 7. So if you guys haven't seen my reviews for The Walking Dead Seasons 1 through 6, I have a playlist containing all of my Walking Dead season reviews, so definitely check those out if you missed them. Anyways, so after the cliffhanger at the end of Season 6, we finally find out who Negan picked, and it's revealed to be Abraham. Now, I wasn't too surprised by this because I felt like Negan wanted to kill Abraham because Abraham was staring Negan down, and I think Negan was a little bit intimidated by Abraham because Abraham was like the muscle of the group, so I think Negan wanted to take him out right away. So after Abraham takes the first hit from Lucille, he says to Negan, "Suck my nuts." So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But anyways, it was really sad to see Abraham go because I really liked Abraham as a character. And it was really sad to see him go. And afterwards, Negan's taunting Rosita, making her look at Lucille, which is covered in Abraham's blood. And out of anger, Daryl gets up and punches Negan in the face. And as a result, Negan kills Glenn. Like, that was just such an emotional scene to see the death of Glenn. Anyways, so he takes 2 hits from Lucille. Like, his eyeball was coming out. And he says to Maggie, "Maggie, I'll find you." And those are his final words. And that was just such an emotional scene to see. The death of Abraham and then the death of Glenn. That was just a really sad scene. So after that, we see Rick put to the ultimate test. Negan tells him to cut off Carl's arm, and we see Rick just break down. He's crying, and like he's on his knees, and he's begging Negan. Negan starts counting down from 3, and we see Rick crying, and he's about to do it, but Negan stops him. And I didn't think he was going to go through with it, but still, it was crazy to see Rick in that state. He's basically beaten into submission by Negan. Episodes 2 through 6 were bottle episodes, and I wasn't a big fan of these episodes because like we would focus on one community in one episode, and then the next episode would focus on something entirely different, and I just wasn't really a big fan of that. But anyways, in episode 2, we're introduced to the kingdom, meet King Ezekiel and Shiva. Episode 3, we see Daryl being held at the sanctuary because Daryl was taken hostage by Negan, and he's basically kept in this cell. We also had the introduction to the sanctuary. Anyways, episode 4 focused on Alexandria. Negan arrives at Alexandria, and he takes half of their stuff. And then episode 5 focused on the hilltop because Maggie and Sasha were staying there. And then finally, episode 6 focused on Tara and Heath, and they went on like a 2-week supply run. And we also get to meet Oceanside in that episode. But yeah, anyways, I wasn't really a big fan of episodes 2 through 6. Like, they could have totally combined the Kingdom episode and the Cell episode, and I would have been fine with that. But anyways, and then episode 4, I was okay with episode 4. Like, that was an okay episode. But I just did not care for episodes 5 and 6, especially episode 6. I just did not like that episode at all. Anyways, so we see Carl sneak into the back of one of the trucks that's going back to the sanctuary. And he goes to the sanctuary and he kills a couple of Negan's men. And Negan kind of takes him and shows him around the sanctuary. And then he makes Carl take off the bandage that's covering his eye. And he makes Carl show him his empty eye socket. And Negan takes him back to Alexandria. And Rick isn't there because he's with Aaron looking for supplies for Negan's next visit. And Spencer approaches Negan and tells him that he should be the leader of Alexandria. And Negan asks Spencer why he doesn't just kill Rick and just take over. And Negan says it's because he's got no guts. And he stabs Spencer and literally cuts his stomach open. And literally his guts are like coming out. And Negan's like, "How embarrassing. They were inside you the whole time." And I was so relieved when Negan killed Spencer because like I couldn't wait for Spencer to die. He was just such an annoying character and he just needed to die. Anyways, so after Negan kills Spencer, Rosita shoots at Negan with a bullet that Eugene made, but she misses and it hits Lucille. And Negan tells one of the saviors, Arat, to kill someone, and she shoots Olivia. And Negan asks who made the bullet, and Eugene eventually confesses, and Negan takes him back to the sanctuary. Anyways, after that, Rick realizes that they have to fight, and everyone sort of reunites at the hilltop. Daryl had escaped from the sanctuary, so he's at the hilltop, and everyone sort of reunites. And Rick meets with King Ezekiel. Rick tries to get the kingdom to aid them in their fight against Negan and the Saviors, but Ezekiel doesn't want to fight at first. But anyways, Rick and the group come across this new group called the Scavengers, and they're led by this woman named Jadis, and they're this really weird group. They live in a junkyard. We also saw that walker with all the spikes coming out of it, which that was really cool. Like, that's probably one of the coolest walkers we've seen in the show. Anyway, so the Scavengers agree to help Rick in their fight against Negan, and we see in the finale that they betray Rick, but I'll touch on that later. Eugene gets brought back to the sanctuary, and he ends up turning against Rick, and he becomes a savior, which I definitely saw that coming because that's something that Eugene would do. Then we have episode 13, Bury Me Here, and I loved this episode. So one of the Kingdomers, Richard, gets another Kingdomer, Benjamin, killed, and Benjamin was only like 16, 17, so he was really young, and he gets Benjamin killed. So Morgan goes kind of crazy, and he kills Richard, and that was just such an intense scene. So Rosita and Sasha go to the sanctuary with the intention of killing Negan, but things go wrong and Sasha gets captured, and she's held in one of the cells similar to the one Daryl was being kept in. Negan is going to use Sasha to hurt Rick and the group, so Sasha asks Eugene for something to kill herself with. So Eugene gives her these pills, and at the end of season 7, Negan takes Sasha back to Alexandria, and she's in this coffin, and she takes the pills. But anyways, at the same time, the drunkard group betrays Rick, and then we see Sasha come out of the coffin, and she's a walker, and she actually kills one of Negan's men, which was pretty awesome. Anyways, Negan has Rick and Carl on their knees, and Negan tells Rick that he's gonna kill Carl, and he tells Negan, I told you already, I'm gonna kill you, and he literally growls in Negan's face. And Negan's about to kill Carl, but Shiva pounces in and attacks one of Negan's men, which was just badass. And all-out war begins. The Kingdom and the Hilltop arrive, and they're able to knock Negan off of his game, and Negan and his men are forced to flee back to the sanctuary. So yeah, anyways, that was just such an amazing sequence, and it was sort of the beginning of all-out war. And at the end of the episode, we see Negan talking to all of his men, and he tells them that they're going to war. So yeah, anyways, that's season 7 of The Walking Dead. So my thoughts on season 7. Season 7 for me was the worst season of the show. Like, there were just so many filler episodes. Like, episodes 2 through 6 were all filler. And, like, it was my least favorite season of the show. Like, the premiere was amazing. We got to see the deaths of Abraham and Glenn, which were both really sad. But the premiere was an amazing episode, and the finale was also a really great episode. But those 2 episodes were the only outstanding episodes of season 7, in my opinion. But yeah, anyways, season 7 started out really strong, and it ended really strong. So yeah, anyways, I really enjoyed the finale. It was really cool to see Sasha come out of the coffin as a walker, and it was just cool to see the beginning of All Out War. The only problem that I had with Sasha's death was that the episode kept cutting back to Sasha in that coffin, and that just got really annoying. Like, if they did it like once or twice, that would have been fine, but they did it like every 10 minutes, and like I wanted to see what was happening in Alexandria, and they just kept cutting back to Sasha in that coffin. And we got to see Abraham in some flashbacks, so that was pretty cool, but I felt like it was just overdone. But anyways, so that's the only problem that I had with Sasha's death. But anyways, yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed the finale. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Season 7. It's definitely my least favorite season, and I know a lot of people didn't like Season 7 either, and I can see why. But anyways, to give Season 7 a rating out of 10, I'm going to give Season 7 a 7 out of 10. And that's a pretty low score for a season of The Walking Dead. But like I said, Season 7 is my least favorite season. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed my review for Season 7, as well as my reviews for all of the previous Walking Dead seasons. It's been really fun going back and reviewing each season for you guys. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed my Walking Dead season reviews. Anyways, guys, that's it for my Walking Dead Season 7 review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Alright, bye guys.